Hi and welcome to Steve's Kitchen. As part of our 4th of July celebrations, I'm going to be making a red, white and blue macaroon or macaron, whichever you prefer. So let me show you how. Now the first step in making the macaroons, I've taken 2 room temperature egg whites and I'm just going to beat them up into stiff peaks. Now when they're stiff like that, I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of Castor sugar or Superfine sugar. This will give them a lovely silky texture. And then continue to beat those in. Now what the sugar has done is given us this lovely silky meringue, and it's thick enough it won't even tip out of the bowl. That's what it should look like. So into my meringue I'm going to be sifting half a cup of powdered sugar and half a cup of almond meal, and I'm pushing it through a sieve because I don't want any lumps in there. And now very gently fold that through into the meringue. We don't want to knock too much air out of the mixture. Now at first it will look as if it's not going to mix in, but trust me, it will. Now when it's starting to bind together like that, I'm going to take another half a cup of powdered sugar and another half a cup of almond meal. And now I've used that spatula, so I use a different one, and I'm just going to push it through again the sieve to get it as fine as possible. And then again, we're just going to fold that gently into the mixture until we get a smooth paste. Now I'm going to stop a little short of fully mixing this because I want to divide this mixture into 2 parts because I have 2 colours for the macaroon. So now with my mixture divided, I'm going to be using a royal blue, just a few drops of a strong food colouring into the royal blue side. And in this mixture, I'm going to use a strong or a super red. Again, these are colouring gels rather than mixtures. You either want to use a gel or a powder, nothing too wet. And let's finish mixing the blue one through. So that's the blue one gently mixed in, and now I'm just going to do the same with the red. So I don't want to over mix these, but I've got lovely rich colours there now, and I'm going to put these into 2 piping bags. Now I'm using disposable piping bags here, but if you haven't got them, there is a video on my channel just to show how to make them out of a simple paper. And I've stretched the piping bag over a glass like that. It makes it easier if there's just one of you to drop your mixture into the bag. Now I've prepared a baking tray here, and underneath I've got this little template. You can download this from my website, and I'll put a link below in the description bar. If you want a little template like this, it just helps when you're piping the macaroons onto the cookie tray. I'm just going to cut these so I've got about a 1/2 inch opening at the bottom of the bag. Now I'm just keeping my bag vertically above the spot, and I sort of push down and then just gently lift up. You'll get a little spot coming up, but that will settle down. Now hopefully I'll have enough in here to do all of my macaroons. Then when I've piped my macaroons out like that, I'm just going to tap the tray down like that and then start on my blue. Again, we just snip off the top, and then keeping the bag vertical above the spot, I'm just going to push down, make the macaroon and pull up. Push down, make the macaroon shape and pull up. And there I've got my red and blue macaroons piped out. Just give the tray a little tap down like that. And at this point I can just pull out little templates. Now we're just going to let these macaroons sit on the surface for about 30 minutes, and that'll form a little crust on the top of the macaroons. And then before these go in the oven, I'm going to heat the oven up to 140 degrees Celsius, that's about 275 degrees Fahrenheit. I want a nice low temperature because my oven's fairly hot, and I don't want to actually brown the macaroons really because of the colours on these. I want them to stay fairly vibrant, but just cook them through gently. I'm going to be using a white chocolate ganache for the filling of my macaroon. Now, this is a white chocolate ganache. I've got a video on my channel for chocolate ganache. This one I'm going to try and knock a little bit of air into by just whisking it up. It'll lighten the colour of the ganache and also the texture. So you see, after a very short time of just whipping that up, the colour's lightened, and I want that for my red, white and blue. It's also a little bit lighter. I'll just show you there. That's the ganache before it's been whipped. And there it is afterwards. You can see it's a lot whiter. I'll pop this now into a piping bag. Now my macaroons are ready to go in the oven, and you'll notice that I've got little spikes, and I just want to explain something here. We're filming and it takes a lot longer for us to prepare things, so our batter has dried out a little bit, and normally these little spikes would settle down, so you're not actually filming and changing camera angles and lights, guys. Yours should settle like this one has on the corner here. Now there they are out of the oven, guys, and they're cooling down. And now we're just going to take a red and a blue matching macaroon, and we're going to fill it with the white chocolate ganache. So I'm just going to take one side of the macaroon and I'm going to squeeze some of the white chocolate ganache on there. We want to build it up fairly heavily. And then I'm going to take a red one here and just ease them together like that. And I want a fairly thick white centre like that so that they stand out with the red, white and blue. And there they are, my 4th of July red, white and blue macaroons. Another little recipe there for the 4th of July celebrations that are coming up. Now guys, there they are. I'm going to give these one a taste. Now I beat myself up about making these with these sort of rough tops on them, but you can't always do it perfect every time, guys, particularly when we're filming. The batter went a little bit dry, but hey, who cares? It's time for celebration and sharing, not for perfection. Be good. I'll see you in the next video. Let's give this a try. Oh, that is sticky and chewy, just the way it should be. It tastes delicious. Take care. Happy 4th of July. Thanks for joining me, guys. I've got a really special set of recipes next week, and I've got one more 4th of July recipe tomorrow. So please join me for that. It's been a lot of fun this week. Take care. See you in the next video.